Hello, welcome to the channel. So today I'll be going through the EU and GJ and I will identify like what happened throughout the week. So to start with EU, okay, so to go through the EU, we'll go through the EU first and then we'll go to the GJ. So my expectation on EU for the week, okay, but was like price failed to break above this high. So in that moment, I was thinking like we'll swift this low and then we continue higher, but price failed to do so. Like we have this supply zone here, which I was thinking of trading at that time, and price came back here, mitigate this zone, and in lower time frame there is an entry here, and I'll show you that one as well. So to go through the 1 hour, we'll go through the 1 hour first, and then in 1 hour what we do is we'll point out the refine area. Okay, we'll point out the refine zone from where we'll be trading. So this is the 4 hour refine 1 hour supply zone, and then when price mitigates this supply zone, we will be waiting for the lower time frame confirmation, which is the 5 minutes. I love to use 5 minutes because we can get the clear entry 5 minutes with less noise. So let's go back to the chart replay and put it over here. So this is the moment price reversing. So right here we have the mitigation, and also we need to start trading from the London session. So I need to bring the session indicator, so we'll be putting only the London session, and I only trade during the first few hours of the London, like the London morning session before the afternoon. So here price mitigates. Okay, so let's go down to the 5 minute. Okay, in 5 minutes, okay, if you had gone if we had executed as soon as the price was in this area of 1 hour supply zone, that would have been an immediate loss because there was no confirmation in lower time frame. So here, this is the 5 minute break of the structure. And okay, to consider as a market structure shift, we need to see the break of the strong higher low. When we are expecting a bearish trade execution, we need to see that. So here, we have this break of structure right here. See, we have this break of structure and price mitigates this. Okay, I was thinking of going short from this supply zone here. This supply zone here at EQ 50%, but price then failed to pull back here, but it has mitigated this fair value gap zone here, which is also a valid entry zone from where you can trade. So see, it has mitigated this fair value gap, and after that we have a continuous push to the downside. See, it was easy 5 hour run from here with leaving some buffer space there. It has hit the TPC. It ran up to more than 10 hour. So obviously that is not my target. I usually target 5 hour with 50% risk. Take profit at when price reaches the 50% of the target. So this was the first setup of the week. So after that, we have in 4 hour, let's see how the price is reacting here. Okay, what the price is reacting here. We'll go through the 1 hour. See, price has mitigated this supply zone here. And then when price mitigates this high time frame supply zone and shift in its structure, our expectations would be the continuation of this new trend. So if the price failed to continue through this new structure, we have to shift our bias in lower time frame. Okay, see, it holds this supply zone going into the next day. It holds the supply zone. So this was the London session here. Here we have a big imbalance in 1 hour. There is a 1 hour imbalance zone. and price again followed through to the downside but failed to close below. See, and then shift the structure to bullish. See, now we have to shift our bias here in lower time frame because we have seen the strong bullish push to the upside after taking out this sell side liquidity. The objective of this price leg should be to break and close below this low, but price failed to do so, so it has shifted the bias to bullish, so we should be looking for bullish bias here from this leg. Even though we have the daily expectation is to sweep this low and continue higher, but still this is a fractal structure, so until the fractal structure shift to bearish, we can still look for buy setup. So price mitigates this demand zone, and then lower time frame shift to bullish here, price pull back to the 50% of the EQ of this price leg right here, and then mitigates the EQ, and then shifted this minor structure here, and then continue higher. See, it continue higher following this higher time frame, a continuation bias. And to go through okay, let's finish this whole week and then we'll jump into the another pair. So we should go to the 4 hour. Now the price has formed another fractal here. Let's see the close of the day. See, price closed here with this strong bullish push to the upside. So here, this is a flip demand zone. Okay, so why we call this flip demand zone is whenever price fail to show some reaction is the weak supply zone. This is an indication where sellers are involving here. So it shows the sellers involvement. So sellers fail to continue the trend. Like, see, it has a bearish market structure shift here as well. So it failed to do so. So this is the flip zone from where we'll try to trade in future. So when price pull back to this zone, we'll try to look for buy setup. Okay, so we have this here. Okay, let's delete this one. So if this is the next day, price failed to pull back here and then continue straight higher. Okay, now this in the London session, price mitigates this 4 hour zone, okay, which is also a refined 1 hour zone here, So here in the London session, we should be looking to this is not the one. So the refined zone is this one here. It's the same as the high time frame POI. So when price mitigates this zone, we'll drop down to 5 minutes. Okay, we'll drop down to 5 minutes and we'll see where the market structure shift has happened. Okay, so this is the minor structure here. Okay, so this is the internal. We have the internal shift here. This is the external structure, and this is the internal structure. So we can look to buy from the internal zone as well. Okay, but the best thing to do is to wait for the break of this strong external high, and then we'll buy from the discount zone when price mitigates this discount zone after the break of the lower high. So this is the demand zone right here. See, including the fair value gap right here. Price perfectly mitigates this zone and then continued higher. This is the 5 minute zone, by the way. So 5 minute supply and demand zone. 5 minute demand zone. So this is what happened in EURUSD throughout this week. So let's go to the GJ. So starting from the daily and 4-hour time frame. So GJ, daily, GJ, and this is now GJ. Okay. We have a very clean setup in GJ. It's better than EU. So here, let's see here what happened. Okay. So where the new week begins is from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so here on Monday. Okay, I was expecting price to pull back to this low and then continue higher. Price failed to do that. So here, we can still trade the lower time frame structure. Here it has mitigated this fair value gap. See, it has mitigated this fair value gap and it reacted from it, failed to pull back to this demand zone. So what happens is when there is a high volatility in the market, sometimes price doesn't pull back to the supplier demand zone. Oftentimes it pulls back to the fair value gap and then continues higher to fill the imbalances. Like it fills the imbalances, and then when the orders are filled, it will continue higher. We can see that logic, work in multiple areas. So see, it has mitigated the fair value gap here, continue lower. There's big fair value gap here. There's a minor fair value gap here as well, continued higher. And then we have created a new fair value gap, involvement of the institutional money right here. See how the price source to this demand zone with the big bearish candle. So at this point, there is indication. See, the sellers are in the market in here. So when price mitigates either this zone or this supply zone, we can look to sell. And also aligning this for our structure with the high time frame, we can identify the clear picture. So here, when price mitigates this continuation zone, we expected the continuation higher to break and close above this high. So when price break and close above this high, so that is the time to, that is the what that's trying to tell is the buyers are weak here, and it has shifted the structure to bearish here in daily. It's a fractal structure here in lower time frame. That is an internal structure here. See how price fell to break over in daily, and then here in lower time is shifted to bearish, which is an indication that the sellers are in control of the market. So when price mitigates this supply zone, we can look for, we can look for the lower time frame refinement POI, and from that POI we can look to trade from the 5-minute market structure shift. Okay, this could be the 1-hour supply zone in lower time frame. So let's see. See, this is the 1-hour supply zone. This is also considered the 1-hour supply zone with this strong bearish push to the downside here. So when price mitigates this supply zone, we can look for the market structure shift in lower time frame. So let's go through that here. 15 minutes or 5 minutes, and then see mitigation, and then we need to see the break of the strong low. So break of the strong low is here. If you can identify it, it's very clean and obvious level. So price break below this higher low. Now who is in control? So the sellers are in control here. So what we will do is when price pull back up to the area of supply zone, we look to sell from here. The premium zone supply. This is the premium zone 5-minute supply. See, and when price mitigated that supply zone, is rallied to the downside. Now going back to the 1-hour zone, going back to the 4-hour. By the way, so here, what the price did, you can see here. So when price mitigates this 4-hour supply zone, it shifted to bearish again, which is the follow through of this internal trend continuation. Now this is the 4-hour supply zone. We have, by the way, we have a flip supply zone here, which is a weak flip. So if you look at the lower time frame in this week, It's a WICK, by the way. It's not about the week. I'm not talking about the week PI. It's a week PI because we have a week pullback, week continuation, and then week pullback here. So this is the structure in lower time frame. And see, this is the valid structure in lower time frame which shows the pullback. So this is the flip zone, and now when price pull back to the supply zone, we can look to trade from there. See, price has mitigated this supply zone, and then we have a sharp drop to the downside. See, now when price mitigates this supply zone, we can look for the market structure shift in lower time frame. So here, let's go to the 5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes. What do we have here? We have the break of the strong low here. Okay, break is here. This fails to close above, so this is still the strong higher low. So we will map this premium versus discount tool, and then we will sell from the supply zone at premium. So this is the supply zone I would like to trade from. So it has happened during the London session, so it is a valid zone to trade from, but in the New York session it has stopped out and then continued to the trend, to follow the trend. So here when setting the stop loss, we can leave the enough buffer space to getting stop out multiple times. So you can decide how many pips you can leave behind. Either oftentimes I leave around 3 pips to 4 pips of buffer space, which is a good buffer space. So right, this supply zone here, why is not working? So this right here is 4.8. So this is, if I had 3 pips, still not a loss. And then see, price continue low, targeting 5 hour. So this is how the price has reacted throughout this week in GJ. So coming back. So this is the supply zone, which this is the latest supply zone which failed to hold the trend. Okay. Now going into the next week, we can look to buy from this new demand zone. Okay, new demand zone from this flip zone right here, from this flip zone, or from this extreme zone right here. This extreme zone. We have a fair value gap here as well. So it's always confirmed with a lower time frame confirmation. So pull back down to the lower time frame. Right, pull back down to the lower time frame, wait for the mitigation, and then wait for the market structure shift, and then execute from the discount zone when you are buying. Okay, so that is all for today, guys. So I think I will drop another video probably tomorrow about the new week market analysis. Thank you for watching. Bye.